Okay, so this is the Yamaha MG10XU. This is an inexpensive mixer. Bought this from Guitar Center. And it's got a simple, just talk about what I've done with it here. You got 4 basic inputs for microphone or line, and then you've got corresponding with levels 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, you've got 3 additional inputs over here. So what I have is a microphone going into line 1. And I'm going to demonstrate how some of this is. Now, each of these is pretty much the same. They operate in the same way. You can adjust your levels with the trim knobs, and you can pan to left or right. You can. This one has a FX, which I don't really use. I only use the part of it here without setting any FX parameters. But it's there if you wanted to play with it. What I've done is I've set up using this input right here. Okay, that's a microphone, and I'm not going to use that, but I do have my computer running into input 5 and 6, so that's these two right here going to this level. So I'm turning the level all the way down, and you don't hear anything. So I'm going to start up. I've got Pro Tools set up here, and you can see a fader. It's chord enabled. You can see the little red light is blinking there. So I'll start iTunes. This is some Pink Floyd music. Right now you don't hear anything. Now as I begin to turn up the level, let's come over here. You see this thing start to move. Now, because I have this guy set into level 5 and 6, I'm actually monitoring that with the monitor here. Or I can also listen to the same thing through the level of the stereo. as well, so I just have one of my mics on one. I can put 3 additionals on here or plug in a guitar or whatever. So this is a good board. It gives me plenty of flexibility for what I'm doing. So anyway, there's a level adjustment. Just want to demonstrate that. So here's everything is off except the one. You can see here, maybe, let me get another light on this. Okay, see the little, see where it's pointing right there? It's pointing at the little triangle. The little triangle is about a level 8. And that's kind of a recommended area to set this at if you want. So when it's here, the input is at 0 on my Pro Tools setup. And you can see I've got good levels. Now if I adjust this fader, you hear like here's some really good clipping for you. Listen to this. That's just bad. And see what happens with the meter when you go too high too. But at 0, where it's supposed to be, or less, all looks good. So this gives me a lot of flexibility. The other thing with Pro Tools is that in any digital recording, I shouldn't say any, but with Pro Tools especially, you cannot adjust the signal input levels. You have to adjust the input via your source. So this is my actual input adjustment, and you can see this in real time. So I'll turn it down, 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 down to 0, and there's no input. As I start to turn it up, of course we've got more signal now. So there's just kind of a demonstration of how a fader works. And if you already know, that's really cool, but if you're totally new to this, maybe you'll find this to be interesting. It's a volume control essentially, but it's more than just volume. It's actually controlling the amount of the level of that signal source going into the computer or going to a monitor. In this case, if I'm using this level knob right here to affect the signal going into the computer. If I use this level knob over here, well, let's say the red one, it affects the amount of signal going to the speakers. And as I turn it up, you can hear a difference. Anyway, hey, don't get too loud. So what I've done is I've got a couple of monitor speakers here on either side of the system. I use these for editing, for producing, for mixing, for whatever, and then I will send my signal to the bigger speakers straight out here and over there and get a different feel for things. And then for another group of speakers, I'll use the ones down on the floor, which goes through an old school amplifier, which I've set up here, and so I hear the sound in different levels, and finally getting the mix figured out to be what it should be. And if you're into Pro Tools, this is a good book. This is what I'm studying. I'm pretty new to this stuff. I've been doing it for a few weeks, working my way through the books and doing some recording, and it's a lot of fun. And it's also a lot of hair pulling until you get things figured out. So there you go.